Hey everybody, while I have a little bit of free time today, I thought I'd make a video. It's actually raining outside. I'll text up with that. Las Vegas, that's a rarity, but I thought we'd head down to Newark, Ohio and back to an ancient America site. And this is one of the most impressive ancient America sites in the whole land. This is Newark, Ohio, and there are two main sets of ruins here that we're going to talk about today. But this ancient city, ceremonial complex, lunar observatory encompass this whole area of the city right here, Newark, Ohio today. First, this area right here has a circular enclosure in it, and as we zoom down, you can make it out perfectly. Here it is here. This is a large, perfect circle, and then in olden times, there was pathways coming off to the northwest, but this is a very impressive circular structure. One, because it's perfectly circular, and two, it's huge. Let's just do some measuring here. This is about 1,180 feet long. In meters, that is about 360 meters. And the other area that ruins exist is just to the northwest here, and it is on a golf course. And a lot of people think, God, a golf course covering a place where there's ancient ruins, is that sacrilegious? Well, we all have our own opinions. But if this golf course wasn't put in here, I think this is called Mound Builders Country Club when it was built. But if it wasn't built here 100 years ago, these earthworks would probably be totally destroyed and maybe forgotten. So we have some preservation of these main enclosures. Here you can see the circular structure here, gateway. And then the Octagon earth walls form the boundary up here, and then they come down here. And this is what it looked like before the city arrived here and modern things were built. But coming off of the golf course here, there was pathways, smaller structures, and this is all we have left today. Some of it has been preserved on the golf course, but a lot of these pathways and enclosures and little circular structures have been taken out. But we do still have some of this impressive earthwork remaining at the golf course and just down to the southeast here. Now, before we look at some pics and I do a little reading, let's just go down to Street View and take a look at this place here. See a small mound right here. Some mounds are still remaining. And here is the very impressive earthwork that we still have today. Eroded away some, but still in pretty good form. And then we have other areas that are totally lost today, coming off of this area here. Now, I could have picked out any articles to read here, but I just thought this was a good one. This is scienceviews.com. Has a couple good overhead shots of the earthworks, but I'll just read here. It says, there is a certain amount of sadness to look upon the remnants of earthworks left behind by a people that are practically forgotten. Who are these people? As a modern nation, we have virtually wiped clean the land which was occupied by former inhabitants, and only some traces remain. The Newark Earthworks is one example of both preservation and destruction. The Newark Earthworks were built by the Hopewell culture between 100 BC and 500 AD and was one of the architectural wonders of ancient America with the largest set of geometric earthen enclosures in the world. It originally spanned more than 4 square miles, but now only 3 small segments remain located in the heart of Newark, Ohio. The Hopewell used the earthworks as a burial ground, places of ceremony, social gathering, trade, worship, and as an astronomical observatory. And here is a couple maps done in the 1800s. This one was done by D. Wyrick, and this one on the right was done by Squire and Davis, I think. And they mapped a lot of ancient America sites before these cities really got going. But a lot went into these geometrical enclosures, sacred geometry, mathematics, observing the celestial heavens, alignments. These were complicated, sophisticated structures, that is for sure, and one of the more amazing sites in ancient America. Now here's a video I made the other night while my brother was watching one of the news channels in their political talk. Here is the golf course right here. Here is the circular earthwork down here. But that's not all of what encompassed the Newark Earthworks. And let me just play this video here And it just does a slow transition of to what once existed here, maybe 2,000 years ago. So you see the whole city up here had earthworks in it, 2 large pathways that were lined earthworks here, went up to this structure and its pathway. There was mounds, circular structures here, structures up in this area of town. So this isn't what all encompassed these earthworks. It was huge, and it covered most of the city. Today, Newark looks like this. Ancient times looked a lot different. Going back to the article, it says here, the Great Circle Earthworks was built by the Hopewell people about 2,000 years ago. And what we really don't know is the great mystery. We said these were built about 2,000 years ago, but as I read, there's about a 600-year window where we're just guessing. It was used as a great ceremonial center and is nearly 1,200 feet in diameter. The walls were approximately 8 feet high with a 5-foot deep moat on its interior, which is a little unusual as moats usually occur on the outside rather than on the inside. And here is the Great Circle, and this has eroded away, but there is a moat dug down about 5 feet deeper than the ground here that these walls come out of. And they theorized that there was water in them a long time ago, and I have no reason to doubt that. It says the Octagon Earthworks. The Octagon encloses 50 acres and is joined by parallel walls to a 20-acre circular embankment. Small mounds are located within the Octagon, just opposite openings. The Octagon Earthworks are believed to have been used as a lunar observatory to track the moon's orbit during its 18.6-year cycle, and at the northernmost point of the cycle, the moon rises within a half a degree of the exact center of the octagon. The accuracy is twice as precise as Stonehenge. And I looked at the alignments, I fooled around a little bit with it, and I really couldn't find any sun alignments, solar alignments, so I am all on board with this place tracking the moon. Now here on this map, you see a lot of these small horseshoe-shaped enclosures. There are small circular enclosures with little gates in them. Here you see the octagon, and the Octagon Earthworks has openings in it, and I just think that marked lunar alignments. And here you can see on this diagram how the moon rises with special alignment in relation to these geometric enclosures. Now we'll take a look at a few pics, but here you can see the moat that was on the inside of this earthwork, circular earthwork here. But there are a few mounds in the area, and this is what one of them looks like. Here is an area that is dug down where they theorize the moat was. Here is one of the mounds at the site, probably eroded away and dug into at some point in history. Here is one of the smaller circular structures near the giant octagon. You can see it here with its little gateway right here. Some more pics done a few decades ago, it looks like. But here is a look at the golf course, the big circle earthwork right here, the gateway, and then the octagon down here. And here is a website from The Ohio State University in Newark, and they have some interesting information here, but they have a few pics of how the Octagon Earthworks align to the rising of the moon here. And here you see people visiting the golf course, and I guess that has been a little bit of an issue, the people wanting to visit this ancient site, but it's on a private golf course. But here you can see how these earthworks are still impressive today. I'm sure they have eroded away some, but if this golf course wasn't here, these earthworks would be totally gone today. But what remains here in Newark, Ohio, is very impressive. One of the most impressive ancient America sites we have. Still has stuff remaining. And personally, I think this Hopewell culture, whoever they were, was responsible for Serpent Mound, Fort Ancient Site, the ruins in Chillicothe, Ohio, and also the Marietta Mound and Earthworks I have not talked about currently, but very impressive ancient America site, one of the most impressive in the United States. Hope you thought that was cool, and you all have a very nice day.